Good evening, guys. Hello and welcome back to the Aero League Racing's GT7 Championship here with the Tier 1 drivers. This is Season 15, Round 1, and you can see we're at the famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit this evening. So I think, as always, we have 10 minutes of qualifying, followed by a 15-minute sprint race, which will then be followed by the feature, the 40-minute endurance. So we'll see who we've actually got in the room at the moment. So we've got Coleman on track here. He's this season in the Lambo. We have Viking Dog. Viking Dog has gone for the Renault. We've got BX there. BX is in the Ferrari this time round. I do like that car myself. Ramos also in the Lambo with Coleman there. I think they're teammates this season. We've got GT Ahmed this season in the M6. We have Ben, I think it is Benjamin McKenna there in the, I think that's the RX Vision, the Mazda RX Vision. We've got Zico in the McLaren 650S. Capel is in the GTR. We have Ben in a Lexus RCF this season. I wonder what he's going to be able to do in that. Ben was quick last season, wasn't he? We got Gilles there in the M6 as well. We have Maria, that must be BX's teammate this time around, in the Ferrari. We have Kep, who's also in the Mazda RX Vision. We saw Coleman, and then we have Hodgie in the M6. Is Hodgie in this series? And Perry has just entered the room. Is Perry on track? So Perry is there. He is in the Renault as well. So Perry in Tier 1 this season. I think he absolutely smashed it in Tier 2 last season from what Ross was saying yesterday. I'm hoping that I'm going to get a message in a minute with the information as to what the tyre wear and fuel consumption is this season, or is it the same as last season. I think it's quite high. I think it's around 5 times. And we have more Velos. So Ramos currently in practice. Qualifying obviously will start at 8 o'clock. Ramos is currently on a 2-minute 15.445. That's an absolutely blistering lap there from Ramos in that Lamborghini. I think it's the Huracan, isn't it? And then Coleman is 7 tenths off the back of his teammate at the moment, but currently sat in second. Well, that would put him in second if we were in qualifying. BX! Oh, BX! Taking an interesting line there up through Radion. Eau Rouge. And he's back in the pits now. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. I think that was one of my old racing buddies probably come to check out the series. I'll let him know that he can actually sign up, obviously via the Discord. Viking Dog says maybe not. Okay, so we will probably get qualifying underway very shortly. We haven't had the message on the left hand side there from BX, but he may be trying to get, I think we've got a full lobby now, in fact. So we have Alessandro as well. I think Alessandro may be moving up from tier 2 possibly. I don't think we saw him last season. We've got Velos, we've seen more Velos before. Oh, there we go, we've got a message there from BX now. So I think you guys will probably recognise a lot of these names. So obviously Ramos was racing last season, but he didn't make all of the races. I think he was just standing in the last season. Hopefully a permanent fixture this season. Absolutely rapid guy. GT Ahmed as well. Also blistering pace from this guy. Well, everybody in this room are just, yeah, on another level. So we've got Ahmed there. We have Viking Dog. Everyone remembers Viking Dog. I think did he win last season? I want to say he won last season, didn't he? Viking Dog. So current reigning champion going into season 15. Who is gonna manage to win the championship this season? Obviously early doors, isn't it? So only the first round, the first 2 races. As per tradition, we are on board with BX for the outlap. We might even go with a little on board as he does his outlap. No pressure, BX.
Tires, 3x fuel for the sprint.
Oh, there we go, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Legend. So there you go. There is the tyre and fuel for the sprint and the feature. We've got 2 times tyres and 5 times fuel, was it, in the sprint race, and then 3 times tyres, I think it was, and 5 times fuel in the endurance. Appreciate that little tidbit there, Dan. As I say, I was waiting for a message from Ross, but he's not got back to me yet, so... Oh no, here we go. That's right, yes. Oh, he has in fact sent me the... Yeah, okay. So yeah, as I say, this is season 15, round 1. We're here at Spa-Francorchamps. See what the guys can do tonight. I think maybe not one of the stronger tracks for the Ferrari, but I think it may come into play later on in the season. It's a very nimble car. We'll actually have a quick rundown as well and see what cars everybody's in. So we've got BX in the Ferrari 458, is it the 458 or the 488? I can't remember quite what it is. We've got Viking Dog there in the Renault RS01, I believe it is. We've got more Velos in the GTR. Ramos and Coleman in the Lamborghini Huracans. Gilles there in the BMW M6. We've got GT Ahmed also in the M6. We have McKenna in the RX Vision. Ben in the Lexus RCF. We have Perry in the Renault RS01 again. Capel in the GTR. We have got Kep in the Mazda RX Vision. Zico's in the McLaren 650S, and then we have Marriott in the Ferrari, and Alessandro in the GR Supra. So we're now on board with BX to see him come to the end of his first flying lap. Just a bit of a banker there for BX. He's done a 2:16.287. So Viking Dog goes to the top of the table at the moment for 2:16.075. And then Ramos actually picking that provisional pole at the moment for 2:15.328. Ahmed 5/10 behind him with a 2:15.881. And there we go, Viking first with a 2:16, so 2:16.075, so almost sub 2:16. Coleman 1/10 behind him on a 2:16.230. We have Gilles currently provisional fifth with a 2:16.239. Alessandro up into sixth with a 2:16.280. We've got BX at the moment a little bit out of position. We'd expect to see him a little bit further towards the front of the grid, but currently on a 2:16.287. So that is only 7 thousandths slower than Alessandro. I think this lobby is going to be very, very close tonight indeed. It was so close, wasn't it, last season? We got Ben on a 2:16.577. He's 2/10 slower at the moment than BX. Maybe going to improve this time round though. Capel there in 9th currently, 2:16.826. We got Perry there on a 2:16.941. Currently sat in 10th place. We've got McKenna, who's actually picked up the 2-second penalty. That's not going to help him too much, is it? He's on a 2:17.354. He's not going to improve on this lap, but I'm sure he's going to be trying to get some more laps in before the 10 minutes is up. We've got Marriott currently carrying a second's worth of penalty as well. Drifting out a little bit wide there on that last corner. Up into Pouon now. 17.5. This is fastest so far. We've got more Velos with a 2:22.9. And he's actually carrying a penalty as well, so he's not going to improve this time around. Zico on a 2:26.8. And Kep with a 2:25.2. I don't think that's actually counted. So yeah, I think everybody's going to probably peel into the pits and put on a fresh set of rubber, try and get a last flying lap in. In fact, Ahmed's going to stay out. And so he improves. But he just moves ahead of Coleman, who just took second place away from him momentarily, but that was good there for Ahmed. Almost losing it a little bit on the exit there of the source. So Coleman only 900ths slower at the moment than GT Ahmed. Currently sat in provisional third place. That'll be a decent place for him to start in the Lambo. Obviously his teammate on pole, Ahmed, looking like he's going to be in a Lamborghini sandwich. Viking Dog only managing fourth place at the moment with a 2:16.075. He didn't improve on that last lap. Will he improve again? Is he going to try and put on a second set of tyres before the timer runs out? I'm not too sure he's going to get the time to do so now. So Capel currently sat in 5th place. That's a decent qualifying there for Capel. A 1:16.121 there for Capel. Only 400 slower than Viking Dog. So really, really good pace on display from Capel. I know last night as well in the esports he was pretty rapid, wasn't he? So Zico currently sat in provisional 6th with Gilles there in 7th That'll be a nice place for Gilles to start, I think. I think he'll be rubbing his hands a little bit. Alessandro in 8th. BX down to 9th now. Only 7,000 slower than Alessandro. There's nothing in it at all, is it? In the top, I think in the top 10. So Ben with a 2:16.333. Perry only managing provisional 11th at the moment for 2:16.941. Has McKenna improved? I don't think he has. He's currently sat on a 2 minutes 17.354. He has got a fresh set of tyres on though, but he is currently on his outlap. We're in the last minute now of qualifying. So if he manages to cross the line, it'll be the final lap that he gets to do. Mara also on an outlap, Velos on an outlap, and then Kep. Is Kep on a fast one? I'm sure Kep's going to be looking to improve. He's not going to be happy with that position. But then, to be fair, as I say, everybody in Tier 1 this season, absolutely rapid. Everyone in Tier 1 is always rapid anyway, but yeah, we've had some quick guys coming up from Tier 2. So looking like everybody may be coming to the end. We're definitely the end of the qualifying session now, aren't we? So Ramos still currently sat on pole position with Coleman. Coleman managing to improve up to 2nd place. So he's only 1/10 now, nearly 2/10 off the back of his teammate there, Ramos. We have Ahmed. He's going to start in 3rd place. Unless he improves, but not looking like he's on a fast lap at the moment. Viking Dog will start in 4th. Capel in 5th. Zico 6th. Gilles 7th. Alessandro 8th. BX in 9th. Ben in 10th. Kep in 11th. Perry 12th. McKenna, is Perry going to improve? Perry looks like he might be on a lap. Definitely shake things up. So Perry in 12th, McKenna in 13th, Marriott in 14th, and Velos only managing 15th at the moment. But is he going to improve on this lap? I think this is his last flying lap, isn't it? Kind of cut the chicane a little bit there. Didn't end up with a penalty though. And he improves up to 12th place. So you saw it here first, guys. We'll have a quick rundown before the race starts. So I'll get the results up quickly. So we've got Ramos starting on pole. We've got Coleman in 2nd place. We have Ahmed in 3rd. Viking Dog is 4th. We've got Capel starting in 5th. BX starting in 6th. Zico 7th. Gilles in 8th. Alessandro in 9th, Ben 10th, Kep in 11th, Velos in 12th, Perry in 13th, McKenna 14th, and Marriott in 15th place. So we did have a few improvements towards the end there that we obviously didn't catch. But this is it. This is the sprint race, the first race of season 15, round 1. Let's get into it. Come on. And they're off. Look at that train as they come up ready on for the first time into Eau Rouge. Up onto the Kemmel Straight. Oh, who's that getting shuffled out a little bit wide there? I think it's one of the Mazda RX Visions in the background. So Ramos still keeps the lead of the race at the moment. Viking Dog trying to slot his way in between the two Lambos there. They're almost 3 wide into... Oh my days, this is going to end in tears. Coleman having to take the run off there. He may... Oh, there's 2 cars off as well in the background there. 2 cars obviously having to come in together. So Coleman got forced that wide there. I think he may have to give up that advantage. I'm not too sure. I think he would say that, you know, there was nowhere for him to go, so he had to take the run off. But currently up into first place, followed by Ramos there in second. Viking Dog is in third. We have Capel in the 4th place. We've got Zico there in 5th. BX is in 6th. Somebody else is off again. The Mazda RX Vision in the background there. Gilles in 7th. I think that's where he started. Ahmed in 8th. We have Morvelos in 9th. McKenna in 10th. Marriott and Kep. So Marriott and Kep having a bit of a ding-dong at the moment. Marriott 11th place. Kep dropping now to 12th. And then we have Ben. I think Ben was also caught up in some shenanigans. He's there in 13th place. Alessandro behind in 14th. And Perry in 15th. To go back and forth with the race leader. So it is Coleman. As I say, I think maybe... that incident that happened at the end of the Kemmel Straight will be under scrutiny. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to think how to word it. My brain was buffering slightly there. But Coleman still unable to make a getaway from his teammate. In fact, it is now 6 tenths, but Ramos is still hot on his heels. Obviously, he's going to be trying to hold up the rest of the field behind. So he's still got Viking Dog well within that slipstream range. Viking Dog is going to be looking to try and set up a move, but I don't know if that Renault has got the top end. I think the Huracan have got that Renault trumped, definitely along the straights. It used to be very twitchy through the corners, but it's looking like it's well planted tonight. Oh no, look like Coleman going a little bit deep there. Viking Dog actually picking up a penalty. That was for that slight cut at the top of Eau Rouge, or the top of Radion. Trying to go 3 wide into that chicane there again. I'm going to have to get my track thing up. So Ramos moves up into first place. Coleman there, and Viking Dog still having a tremendous battle at the moment. Capel is trying to get in the mix there as well. Capel creeping up out of nowhere in the GTR. He's also got Zico for company. Viking Dog is holding a second's worth of penalty. That is going to hurt him. So we've got aboard now with Capel as he watches this fight up ahead of him. 2nd and 3rd place. He's also under pressure at the moment from Zico behind. You can see him in the mirrors there. Zico also holding a penalty though. 1.5 seconds. That's going to drop him behind BX. It's going to drop him behind Gilles. I think also Ahmed. That is really going to hurt Zico's race. And we see Coleman trying to have a cheeky look up the inside there at Viking Dog. Viking Dog obviously is going to serve that penalty anyway, so Coleman doesn't really need to fight for it too much. I think he's trying not to lose sight though of his teammate up ahead. So Viking Dog there slowing down to serve his penalty, as will Zico. So now Capel has really got a run on Coleman. He's right up his gearbox. Where is he going to be able to go for a move though? We're coming down to the bus stop for the 2nd time in the sprint race. Who was that? We just saw a car come through like a missile there. I'm not entirely sure who that was. It may have been Viking Dog. Was it Viking Dog? Not too sure. But meanwhile, Capel having to now hold off Gilles. Gilles looking like he's found some pace. He started around 6th place, I think, with Gilles. He had a decent qualifying though, but he may have started further back than that. He's also got his teammate there to back up Ahmed, just in the rear view mirror, who is being chased down by Viking Dog. And Gilles, oh, a little bit of bump drafting going on there. Gilles not wanting to go for the overtake. Maybe trying to get a bit of breathing space to the two cars behind. As it goes a little bit deep there, Gilles has gone a bit deep. That's allowed Ahmed around his outside there. Viking Dog almost managing to slip his way past as well, but Gilles definitely compromised now. I think he is going to lose that position to Viking Dog. Viking Dog on his inside now. He's going to be on the outside for No Name. Which I do believe actually has a name now. I just can't recall what it is. So Viking Dog actually does manage to get ahead up into 5th place now. 3 tenths off the back of Ahmed. We got Gilles there in 6th. Gilles still in the battle though. McKenna not far behind. He's 8 tenths behind, but he's going to lose that advantage when he serves that penalty. He's got more velos hot on his heels as well. And Zico is there. We can see just in the mix behind. So we have more Velos there. He's going to be trying to make the most of that penalty that McKenna is going to have to serve. You can see the penalty marker filling up now. McKenna actually opting to stay on the racing line there. So Velos now up into 7th place. He's got a 1.5 second gap though to try and... Oh, there's a bit of a concertina up ahead. What is going on up ahead? So Viking, look like Gilles, Viking Dog and Ahmed having a bit of a concertina there. Viking Dog looking for the move now on Ahmed. But at the moment it's looking like the Lamborghinis may be running away with this sprint race. We'll have a quick look at the 2 leaders. So Ramos actually with the fastest lap as well for 2:15.399. Absolutely blistering race pace. He's actually 2.7 seconds ahead of his teammate and the rest of the field. Putting on a bit of a Max Verstappen-esque performance at the moment. Well, we all know Max ain't doing that well at the moment. I don't think they know how to set up the car now today. I digress. Coleman in 2nd place. We've heard some screeching tyres in the background. Hopefully no shenanigans. So Coleman with a 2.3 second buffer back to Capel in 3rd place. Capel having a really, really good sprint race. Really good start, really good qualifying. Doing really well at the moment in that GTR. Trying to make the most of this one. We've got Ahmed. Ahmed's picked up half a second penalty. That is going to drop him behind Viking Dog. Maybe behind his teammate Gilles as well. He has started to close that gap though to Capel up ahead. But he is going to lose position. I think he may have got a slightly better exit there than Viking Dog. And Viking Dog is surely going to get a move done. And he does around the outside. You need to be careful when you're trying to move in front of the car. And Gilles, yeah, Gilles moves ahead as well. I did say that may have happened. And it did. And Gilles trying to go around the outside into the bus stop. Viking Dog managing to cover it off though. Good bit of defensive driving there. But yeah, as I say, with the overtake, he wasn't really very mindful of how far ahead he was before he pulled over. It could have ended in tears for him, to be fair, if his rear quarter panel was any more behind than it was, then it may have unsettled his car as they came into, I think it's Blanchemont. So Ahmed now, is he going to give his teammate the bump draft? I think he is, yeah, we can see it coming here. Oh no, no, he's opted not to. He's looking for the inside now. So this is 2 teammates battling. He's actually done a purple sector there, so fastest sector out of anyone on the circuit at the moment. Where's his teammate gone? Gilles, no! Gilles, he's losing position now as Gilles. He's just lost that position to Velos as Velos moves up into 5th place. He's now under attention of Zico. Zico looks like he's hungry for that 7th position. We haven't really seen too much of him at the moment, have we? So yeah, Gilles at the moment dropping down the order ever so slightly. We have McKenna there in 9th place, followed by Alessandro in 10th. Ben in 11th, as Ben looking for the move now against this Alessandro, the Lexus RCF versus the GR Supra. This is lap 5 of 7, and BX there as well. BX in the mix. BX has dropped a few places. In fact, he's dropped 6 places, hasn't he? Started in 6th. Oh, that might have been BX. That might have been BX we saw go flying across at the bus stop. Possibly, I'm not sure. Perry there in the 13th place, under the attention of Marriott there in 14th, but he's going to lose any momentum that he has. And then kept somehow all the way down in the 15th. So we are back on board with the race leader. Ramos now with a 3.1 second lead over his teammate Coleman there in 2nd place. The 2 Lamborghini boys looking like they have this sprint race sewn up.
Must have been hunted at that pace.
Yeah, I think you're right, Steve. I think I think there possibly was some other involvement, shall we say. So Capel having a fantastic race at the moment, but is he going to be able to hold off Viking Dog? He is coming under increasing pressure now. How do the tyres look between them? So the Renault actually looking like it's slightly better on tyre wear at the moment. Is that going to help Viking Dog in his attempts to try and take that 3rd place away from Capel? This is the battle for 3rd place you're watching now. And Viking Dog right onto the gearbox now of Capel. He's trying to look for a move. He's trying to go left, trying to go right. Not been able to do it just yet. Capel making that GTR as wide as he possibly can. Great defensive driving there. Not allowing Viking Dog to come alongside. So Viking Dog is going to have to pick his moment once again. Capel looking good at the moment though. As we go on board with Viking Dog, it looks like Viking Dog on a bit of a charge now, right on the gearbox once again at Capel. Capel's going to have to do some more defensive driving. Viking Dog almost into the rear bumper there, under the braking. And look how close it is between these two. You couldn't get any closer. Viking Dog now looking for the move around the outside, but as he pulls out, the GTR just too strong without that slipstream. You see again in the slipstream, closes right up again. Capel covers off the inside early doors. Viking Dog going to have a look around the outside, is he? No. Maybe looking for the switchback though. Is this going to be a fantastic move here? Oh, look at that, he manages to pull it off. Has he? He almost has. He's alongside. Capel, I think, is going to keep the position though. And he does for the meantime. This battle is going to be the one, isn't it? And no, he switches back again. And Viking Dog managing to win it on the inside that time round. Capel now down to 4th place. Come on, Capel. What a bit of driving there from Viking Dog. Sold him the dummy, and yeah, that was Capel did all he could to defend that. That was a fantastic move. But look at Capel go now. Capel is in that slipstream. He's going to have the advantage of the slipstream. What is he going to be able to do though? Viking Dog covers the inside. He's going to have to go for the look around the outside. Maybe sell Viking Dog a bit of a dummy like he did to him on the lap previous. But we have also got Ahmed up into the mix as well now. Ahmed there in 5th place. He wants a bit of the action. Can he shake up the top 3? Gilles not far behind as well. We are coming through. Well, we're going to be slowly approaching the final sector. We'll have a quick rundown as we have got some battles going on. So Ramos obviously still in the leader race with Coleman in 2nd place. We've got Viking Dog up into 3rd. Capel there in 4th place with GT Ahmed in 5th. I think that battle for 3rd place is going to start heating up through the final sector. We have Gilles in 6th place. We've got Zico still in 7th at the moment, unable to attack Gilles at the moment. Velos there in 8th. Alessandro 9th. BX in 10th, so he's made up a couple of positions since we last saw him. Ben there in 11th, McKenna in 12th, Perry trying to have a look around the outside there in the 13th. And in fact, does he manage to get it done? I think he's almost going to manage to get it done, and he does he? He does. So Perry with a fantastic move there. McKenna down to 13th place. We've got Marriott in 14th, Kep in 15th. And he is approaching the bus stop for the final time in this sprint race, lap 7. And what a race for the Lamborghini boys it's been. Ramos is going to take the checkered flag and the first race win. GG, mate. Coleman will take 2nd place. We got Viking Dog with an absolutely fantastic drive there in 3rd. Capel in 4th, Ahmed 5th, Shields in 6th, Zico 7th, Velos in 8th. We have Alessandro in 9th, BX Il Primo in 10th, Ben in 11th, Perry in 12th. Who was that? Marriott in 13th, McKenna holds on to 14th, and Kep will finish in 15th place. So I believe it's the top 10, isn't it, that get reversed as per last season. What a race that was, guys. Oh my god. Some brilliant battles. I think this feature race is going to be definitely going to be one to watch, isn't it? If that sprint race was anything to go by. Who's your money on, chat? Because them Lamborghini boys are looking pretty unstoppable around Spa, it has to be said. So we'll have a quick look at the results again. Obviously, we'll have a quick intermission before the next race. I think the guys will probably be testing their tyre choices for the feature for their first stint. So obviously, this is how the race finished. We had Ramos finishing in 1st place, Coleman in 2nd, Viking Dog 3rd, Capel 4th, Ahmed 5th, Gilles in 6th, Zico 7th, Velos in 8th. We had Alessandro in 9th, BX Royal in 10th, we had Ben in 11th, Perry was 12th, Marriott 13th, McKenna 14th, and Kep finished in 15th place. And what a race Capel had. That was a fantastic bit of racing, wasn't it? He did all he could to try and hold off Viking Dog, but we've seen how rapid Viking Dog is. And he did that, yeah, just, well, you saw how he managed to take that position. Velos had a really good race as well, didn't he? Starting from around... Where did he start from? I think it was 12th in the end, wasn't it? I think BX started further. I think he was 10th or 11th, wasn't he? Ahmed having a good race there as well. Absolutely blistering pace from Ramos. Hopefully we won't have any shenanigans coming into the chicane at the end of the Camel Straight. Alessandro having a decent debut in Tier 1. See what he can do coming into the feature race. Kep, I'm not sure why Kep's so off the pace this evening, maybe not really getting to grips with the Mazda RX Vision. Perhaps it doesn't quite suit his driving style. I know obviously from my time of driving on GT7 there's just some cars I just couldn't seem to get to grips with. But that is the car he's going to be in for the season though. So we've had the message from BX starting soon. Oh, Velos with a bit of a spin there. So I think it's looking like everyone may be going for the mediums in this first stint. It looks like everybody's out on the mediums, possibly testing them. Ahmed going for his hug with Barry. Everybody loves a bit of Barry R. Oh, Ramos! How did he manage to avoid that? Absolute cat-like reflexes there from Ramos. I'm not sure how he managed to thread the needle there. Get past whoever was like stopped on the hill. That's what I was going to do. I need to find. So we have BX starting on pole. So we have a rolling start, as always in the feature. BX will start on pole.
2x tires, 3x fuel sprint. 5x tires, 3x fuel.
And it is, as Dan says, 5 times tyres and 3 times fuel for this feature race.
BX gonna be on pole here, Rice.
So BX getting a really good getaway there, but he is also already under pressure from Alessandro, who takes that position with ease. Moves up into the lead. There's Alessandro in the GR Supra. What is BX going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to come back there? Almost losing that position there to Velos. Velos looks like he's going to be going for the move now. He's also under pressure from Zico behind in the McLaren. He's had to cover off that inside. He needs to be trying to focus on the race ahead, but he's also got to keep eyes on the back of his head with Zico bearing down on him. Only 2 tenths, the gap back to Zico. So Velos still there in 3rd place. We got Zico in 4th. We got Ahmed there in 5th place. Ahmed trying to creep up now onto the back of Zico, try and put Zico under some pressure, maybe try and force him into a bit of an error. Oh, looking for a way pass now, he looks up the inside, there's going to be contact there, there was a tiny bit of rubbing. He's managed to get a position, Zico down to 5th place now as Gilles manages to take the position away. Zico now down to 6th place, Gilles moves up into 5th. He's going to follow his teammate now. Ahmed up ahead in the M6. But we have BX, I think, up ahead, under increasing pressure now from More Velos. More Velos going to be looking for the move. Is BX going to be able to keep that position? He's gone to the inside of the track. Good defending there from BX. He doesn't want to lose too many more positions. That's Capel out of nowhere slots his way up the inside. Zico now down to 7th place, 8th place. Viking Dog coming through as well. Oh, it's all going this race here, isn't it? No shenanigans though. Coming in off the Kemmel straight. So Alessandro, now for 1.1 second lead. He's trying to scamper off into the sunset. Try and make the most of the medium tyres in this first stint. I think he's going to get a penalty there. Oh, somebody's off in the back, and he has. He's got a 1.5 second penalty, so we've got more. Oh, that was, oh no, it's BX, wasn't it? We've got Velos up to 2nd place now. Ahmed there in 3rd. Gilles 4th. Capel going to lose that move, position now to Zico. Zico manages to take the position. Almost losing it again though to Capel in the switchback. Wait, Alessandro. We've lost Alessandro. Alessandro now. Where's he gone? So, more Velos now into the lead of the race. I'm not too sure what happened to Alessandro. GT Ahmed up to second place now. Gilles is up to third. We've got Zico in fourth. Capel fifth. Viking Dog in sixth. We've got Colburn there in seventh. He's got a seconds penalty, so he's going to drop behind the two cars behind him, Ben and Ramos. But he's not going to drop behind Ramos because Ramos is actually carrying the penalty anyway. We got Perry there in 10th place, Marriott in 13th. Alessandro dropped down to 12th. BX in 13th. McKenna 14th, and Kep having a bit of a lonely race at the back in 15th place. What has gone on in this feature? I have no clue. I have no words. Ahmed now on a charge. Velos flashing his hazards. I'm not sure if there's been a little bit of a nudge there somewhere. Maybe Velos saying there's no hard feelings. Or apologising for... I don't know. It's all speculation. But Ahmed now going for the move. He's got up the inside into the chicane, into the bus stop. He's managed to get the position. He's got it done. He moves up into the lead of the race. More Velos down to second place now. Ahmed with the fastest lap so far, 2:17.326. And Ahmed with a 1.2 second gap over Gilles there in third place. Are we going to see him try and retake the lead of the race? Oh no, he's got a penalty now. So picking up a penalty, I think it's up through Radion and Eau Rouge, isn't it? Is where they're getting that, picking up that penalty. Track limit's very strict. Zico up into third place in the McLaren. Go on, Zico. He managed to take that position away from Gilles. Gilles is now down to fourth place. Viking Dog is 8.4 seconds off the back of Gilles in fifth. He's got Capel for company. We saw Capel had some great pace, didn't he, in that first race? Maybe not too comfortable on the mediums, but maybe he's going to get a set of softs later. We'll have to wait and see. So Ben there in 7th place. We've got Perry in 8th. Ramos and Coleman 9th and 10th. The two Lambos, they won the sprint race, so not being able to make up any positions at the moment. In fact, the cars have just switched, haven't they? Because Coleman would have started just ahead of Ramos. Marriott in 11th. BX still sat there in 12th. Alessandro 13th. McKenna 14th. Kep in 15th. What is going on in this race? So Ahmed managed to take that lead away from Velos. Velos actually picking up a penalty now as well. He's going to lose that position to Zico. Zico goes through him. He was momentarily inside Velos. Giggity. Zico up to second place. Still being chased down though by Gilles. Gilles having a cracking race at the moment. Be some decent points on offer if he can keep it towards the front there on the podium. I think he'd like to finish on the podium. That'd be a great thing to see. Gilles on the podium, but he has got Viking Dog to contend with, and I think Viking Dog actually took it away from him in that first sprint race, didn't he? So Viking Dog has managed to make his way through the pack. He's now up to 4th place. Is he going to be going for the move on Gilles? Well, Gilles looking a little bit out of shape into that chicane. Who's ahead of him as well? And yeah, it does. Dan's just said the clouds do not look too friendly, and it does look like there may be some weather starting to descend around the foothills of Belgium. Where's Arix? Is he... Arix. We're on about Ramos. Oh, Ramos is here. In 9th currently. He's managed to get past his teammate. He's bearing down now on Perry. Is he going to be able to get past Perry? He's not been able to do so far. Oh, Coleman with a massive snap there in the background. I don't know how he managed to hold that. He's kept it going though. He's lost a little bit of time though on his teammate up ahead. That was a great save though by Coleman. And Morvelos has lost that position to Perry. So Perry moving up to 7th place now. Morvelos dropping to 8th. Is he going to lose it to Ramos as well? Ramos trying to go around the outside. Oh, what a move there from Ramos. He does manage to get it done through the bus stop. Absolute textbook, like the move that we saw come from Viking Dog in that first sprint race, and he has actually got past Gilles now. He's up to 3rd place, free to start chasing down Zico, who is doing really well there in 2nd place. Zico actually taking the fastest lap for 2 minutes 16.855. Ahmed now 2.2 seconds up the road. Doing a great job though at the moment is Ahmed. His fastest at the moment is 2:17.250. So Zico lapping quite a few tenths faster at the moment. Although Zico's last lap was a 2:17.972. So perhaps fairly equal. Viking Dog has got 9 tenths to try and eat into. He's going to start picking up that slipstream, which will help him start to reel in Zico up ahead in the McLaren. Are we going to see some rain around Spa though? It's quite famous for its wet weather, isn't it? So Gilles still in 4th place there. Capel not far behind though, only 8 tenths now off the back of Gilles. Capel currently 5th place. We have Ben. Ben has managed to make his way through the field in that Lexus RCF. He's currently up to 6th. 1.8 seconds off the back of Capel though. Something a little bit of flight of the navigator about that Lexus. Does look pretty cool though, doesn't it? So Ramos now up to 7th place. He's managed to get past Perry. We saw that fantastic move that he managed to get done on Morvelos. His teammate unable to find his way past though. Now starting to bear down though on Ben ahead in the Lexus. Oh, almost running into the back of Ben on the brakes. That Lamborghini looks very, very good, doesn't it, on the brakes? Very good indeed. Looking a little bit twitchy through that sector onto the Kemmel Straight. Ben not covering off the inside, but I don't think he has to just yet. Ramos wasn't really close enough to be trying to go for a move. Look at the grip though, look at the traction that Lamborghini has. There you go, up the inside goes Ramos. Ben now down to 7th place. He didn't really fight it too much. So Ramos now free to try and chip away at the gap up ahead to Capel. Capel 2.2 seconds up the road. Are we going to see an answer from Ben though? Is Ben going to try and make a comeback move against Ramos? Maybe he hasn't got the grip on tyres left anymore, but I don't know, his tyres look fairly... Yeah, in fact, Ramos has got the better tyres at this point. We've got a yellow flag. Somebody is off up ahead. That was GT Ahmed. No, GT Ahmed. GT Ahmed was in the lead of the race. What happened to GT Ahmed? We've seen a few cars come off the track tonight. Not too sure what happened. Zico now up into the lead of the race. But he's got Viking Dog only 2/10 off the back of him. Viking Dog looking hungry at the moment, looking to try and take the lead of the race away from Zico. And Zico doesn't fight it. Viking Dog up the inside. Zico's going to have the inside for this next part of the bus stop. He actually comes out ahead. Ahmed through. What do you mean he bottled it? No, I don't know. I don't know. Not too sure what happened there. Viking Dog now up into the lead of the race. Here comes your new race leader. He's actually got an 8/10 gap over Zico already. Gilles right on Zico's gearbox now. It looks like Zico is going to lose that position. Oh, he's gone really wide there. Slots back in behind Gilles. Gilles up now into second place. And Zico gets slapped with a second's worth of penalty. Just an insult to injury. That was a little bit unfair, wasn't it? He went wide. He didn't really gain any time there. He lost the position. He's now in the clutches of Capel. Capel is surely going to get that position anytime soon. If he doesn't, he's only got to wait for Zico to serve that penalty. I think Zico may actually drop behind Ramos as well. So we're actually going to watch this battle up ahead between Capel and Zico through the eyes of Ramos as he's trying to chase him down. Ramos with a nice bit of breathing space over Ben behind in 6th place. When are we going to start seeing the first pit stop? So this is an 18 lap race. We're only on lap 7 of 18. Not quite halfway yet. It's going to be an interesting one to see what the guys do on strategies. I don't think they can run too tight. Oh, Zico having that penalty. He's dropped now, and he's dropped behind Ramos. So Capel now up into 3rd place. Go on, Capel. Try and get the right camera. Come on, cameraman. So we have Viking Dog in the 1st place with a 1.2 second lead over Gilles. Gilles doing it for the BMW boys. In 2nd place. Go on, Gilles. Capel up to 3rd place. He is now under the attention of Ramos. And Ramos looks very hungry. Oh no, not here, Ramos, not here. This isn't the place to go for a move, not here. Capel holding on to that 3rd place for dear life. Yeah, that's not the place you want to go for a move. He always ends in tears, but looking like he may have the run now coming up to the chicane. It looked like Capel actually didn't fight it too much. Still right on the bumper though of Ramos. He's not letting him get away. Great bit of recovery driving there from Capel.
Switch to softs. Tires aren't looking great less than half.
I'm not too sure, Steve. That's what I'm interested to see. It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it, on strategies. I don't think they can run mediums. I think they've got to use a certain amount of tyres, so they may be able to go medium soft, but I don't think they can run like double mediums, if you know what I mean, because I think double softs proved the fastest last season or the season before, so they changed the tyre regs ever so slightly. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one, isn't it? We'll have to wait and see when the pit stops come. So Ramos up into 3rd place now. Capel drop into 4th. He's now under the attention of Zico. Zico there in 5th place. Zico only 2/10 off the back of Capel. Oh, look at Zico come. He's on a charge, but no, there's a bit of bump draft in. into the back there of Capel. Zico looking like maybe he's a little bit frustrated. But then we've actually just had a flash of a hazard there from Capel, so maybe Capel felt he was at fault for the slight bit of contact. Not entirely sure. So Ramos is now into the pits. Is this going to set off a chain reaction? And it has. So we have Ramos in the pits, we have Coleman in the pits, BX is in the pits, Alessandro into the pits. That's going to be an interesting one. Is the undercut going to be very powerful around Spa? I think it is, isn't it? Because that is quite a long pit stop. We'll have to have a look as well and see what tyres everybody comes out on. So Viking Dog still in the lead of the race at the moment with a 1.7 second gap over Gilles, who is still in second place. Capel back up to third. Zico not far behind him though in fourth place. Zico still unable to take that third place away. Does look quick, doesn't he, Zico? Then we have Ben. Ben has managed to find his way through to fifth in the Lexus. Perry there in sixth. 1.9 seconds off the back of Ben. We got Veloz in seventh place. Marriott is there in eighth, or up to eighth now. Ahmed after that. I don't know what happened to Ahmed. I don't know if he just maybe just lost it, maybe just got a bit too much curve somewhere, a bit too much, perhaps dipped a wheel on the grass. It's quite easy to do around Spa. Ramos re-emerges in 10th place and he is on the mediums. So I'd have to have a read of the rule regulations. But in fact, it looks like everybody coming out on the medium. So perhaps you can go mediums. I guess these will be the tyres that they take to the end of the race. So everybody who's already pit have come out on mediums. The rest of the guys, the top 6, now into the pits. So Ahmed still yet to pit, but he's going to move up into the lead of the race momentarily. See quite a lot of people in the pits actually. From 2nd to 8th we can see currently on the screen in the pits. So Ahmed actually out of position at the moment, but is he actually going to be able to go onto the soft? I think we may see a different strategy here. I think Ahmed, he's going to play the long game, isn't he? I think we're going to see him go onto the soft, which may work in his favour. It looks like he's got enough fuel in the tank to get him around for a few more laps, as long as he doesn't lose too much time against the rest of the guys who are going to be on fresh tyres. Be interesting to see how big the gap is between him and Viking. We can see on the track map there, it is absolutely huge. So it is 29 seconds. Is that going to be enough? That may be enough to get that magical pit window. If it does, and he manages to slap on a set soft, he's going to come out just ahead, isn't he, of Viking Dog? And he should have the advantage of the soft tyres. And they're going to be a lot younger. So we've got Viking Dog currently sat in 2nd place. He's on the mediums, and they're going to be a little bit more worn, aren't they, when it comes around to Ahmed stopping. So we're going to have to keep our eye on Ahmed and see when he stops. This could be an absolute genius strategy from Ahmed, or it could go completely south. We'll have to wait and see. We're on lap 10 of 18 currently. So Viking Dog there in 2nd place. Shield still in 3rd. He's actually 1.4 seconds off the back of Viking Dog now. With Ramos there in 4th place, 1.8 seconds off the back of Gilles. But we've seen what sort of pace Ramos has got in that Lamborghini. Obviously taking the win in the sprint race. still 8 laps to go in this feature. Capel there in 5th place, 1.5 seconds off the back of Ramos. We have Ben, 5 tenths is the window. Oh, and Ahmed is now into the pits. Zico there in 7th place, bit of a gap between him and Ben. Coleman starting to creep up now onto the back of Zico. Perry there in 9th place, BX is in 10th. We've got Alessandro 11th, Veloz in 12th, Mario is 13th. Big gap between him and McKenna in 14th, and even bigger gap between McKenna and Kep in 15th. So Ahmed now peels into the pits. They're going to be swapping them tyres. There's the tyre change. They're bolting the tyres on, drop the car. They're going to be filling the fuel now. Obviously gravity fed, and Viking Dog has moved through. So where is Ahmed going to come out? And is he going to come out on the softs? I'm not too sure. But Viking Dog now have a 1.8 second lead over Gilles. I thought Ahmed had that window. I thought he had enough time there to be able to get the free pit stop. And did we just see... So Coleman moves now ahead of Zico. In fact, no, they're side by side at the moment. There's going to be a drag race along the Kemmel Straight. Zico is going to have the inside, come into the chicane. Coleman has the inside on the exit. He manages to win the position momentarily, but there he edged out a little bit wide there. Perry in the mix as well. Perry looking to try and make it a 3-way battle for 6th place. Manages to force his way up the inside there of Coleman. Coleman getting nudged out a little bit wide once again. Perry up into 7th place, so he managed to cement that position. Now taking his attention onto Zico up ahead. Coleman starting to drop off a little bit. Come on, Coleman. So Perry in the Dunkin' Donuts RS01. Looks like he has crept up onto the bumper now. Zico, only 4 temps in it. .3 seconds of gap between Ben and Zico. Fairly sizable gap there. It looks like Ben actually starting to bear down on Capel. There's only 8 temps in that gap there. And Viking Dog starting to try and scamper off into the distance now. He's got a 2.9 second lead over Ramos. Ramos has just overtaken Gilles. He's managed to get that position. He's up into 2nd place now. What can Gilles do? Can Gilles retake that position? Or is the Lambo just too strong? It's the combination, isn't it, I believe, of Ramos and that Lamborghini. And in fact, he's opted for the bump draft there. I think Gilles would just be quite happy to settle for a podium, wouldn't he? Looks like he's trying to help Ramos now catch back up to Viking Dog. This could be a heated battle coming up for 1st place. And in fact, I think Gilles doing the right thing there. He's trying to create a bit of a gap back to Capel. He's got a 2.3 second buffer at the moment, which is very good. Oh, and Capel picking up half a second's penalty. He's going to lose that position maybe to Ben. Ben's definitely going to have the advantage as they come up to the penalty line, which is in the next couple of corners. Just needs to stay close, doesn't he, this Ben? He's in the 4 temps window now. He will surely take that position. And there goes Capel. Ben soars through as Capel serves his penalty. Capel now down to 5th place. Not under any pressure from Zico just yet. Zico 5 seconds down the road from him. And Gilles now has a 3.5 second buffer, 3.6, 3.7 second buffer. Back to Ben. Lap 13 of 18. What is the gap looking like between Ramos and Viking Dog? So Gilles has just dropped out of that slipstream window, but I think he just needs to try and keep it consistent now. I think he may be able to bring him in the podium. So Viking Dog with only a 2.3 second lead now over Ramos. You can see it is coming down steadily. Ramos 4/10 purple through the first sector. And you see Ramos definitely is on the charge now, isn't he? That gap is coming down increasingly. He is on the younger tyres. No, he's not. I think he went in the same time. Waffling nonsense once again. But Ramos is definitely eating away at that gap now. Viking Dog still trying to scamper off. But it looks like come into the dying stages of this race, we should have a battle in on our hands for first place. So Gilles still holding on to that third place. He's doing a really good job at the moment, is Gilles. You can see behind the Lexus of Ben, he's still 3.5 seconds down the road. So a nice bit of a buffer there for Gilles up ahead. And Ben actually with a decent gap over Capel back in 5th place in the GTR. And Capel with a lovely bit of breathing space over Perry back in 6th place. 5.4 seconds to be precise. Perry starting to lose a bit of time though to the car behind, which is Zico. Zico will be starting to pick up that slipstream as they come along the Kemmel for the 14th time. Zico showing his intentions there, and look at how fast he's closed that gap. What can Perry do to keep Zico behind? Zico looking like a man on the mission at the moment. Zico with some nice breathing space over Coleman behind in 8th place. Unable to take that position from Perry on this occasion. We've got Coleman, his teammate now in 2nd place. But the Lamborghini boys having a decent outing tonight. They had 1st and 2nd in the first race, in the sprint race. Currently 2nd and 8th. So some decent points to be had for the Lambo boys. We've got BX there in 9th place. We've not seen too much of BX tonight. Maybe still trying to get to grips with the Ferrari. It can be a little bit twitchy, I do remember from before. So Veloz Alessandro looking for the move around the outside into the bus stop, and Vettel's actually into the pits. Alessandro moves up into 10th position. He's got half a second's penalty. That should bring him into the clutches of Marriott, who is not far behind. Well, in fact, no, Marriott may be too far behind to benefit. Ahmed somehow down in 12th place. What happened to Ahmed? He is showing some damage on that car, but I think that was from his previous, when he had a mishap earlier on. So Vettel's not sure why he's it. Oh, he put on softs. He went for a different strategy. It's not quite paid off for him. McKenna, I think, is going to move through into 13th place as Vettel sorts his tyre situation out. And then we have Kep in 15th. So Viking Dog, looking like he may have been coming under pressure towards the end of this race, but he's now with a 3.1 second gap over Ramos, behind in second place. He's actually managed to take the fastest lap as well on lap 11 with a 2:16.786. I think Zico had it before, didn't he? Almost drifting out onto the Astro there, which can be deadly. So I think these last 3 laps, and once he crossed the line, last 2 laps, are going to be a little bit dicey for the guys. Because them tyres are definitely going to be screaming at the moment. So Ramos with a 3.1 second gap to contend with. Firmly in second place though, with a 3 second lead over Gilles behind in third. He needs to try and create a bit more of a buffer again. He's lost that. He had about a 3 second buffer, didn't he, back to Ben, but Ben has started to chip away at that gap. And he's actually putting a fastest first sector there. So maybe that Lexus comes alive on lower fuel. But he's already managed to get past Capel. And as I say, he's chipped away at that gap now. Up ahead to Gilles, 1.6 seconds is the gap, and it's still dropping. Capel has managed to keep that gap behind after losing that position. Maybe some of the guys are having a fuel save now. So Perry's still there in 6th place. Zico still in 7th, with Coleman still behind in 8th. BX back up to 9th. We've Alessandro in 10th place. Or is it Alejandro? We have Ahmed in 11th. Why have we got a yellow flag? We've got a yellow flag for some reason. We've got Marriott in 12th, McKenna in 13th, Veloz in 14th, and Kep in 15th. So we're now on the penultimate lap of this race. Viking Dog still with a 3 second lead over Ramos. Looking like maybe he's done enough to take the win in this one. Ramos obviously taking the win in the first race. We're still not over yet. Still got 2 laps.
spin.
Oh, I think Capel, yeah, I think we lost a Capel spin. So Gilles still holding on to that third place. He's now got a bit of breathing space there. Oh, wait, what? So Ben had managed to creep up. He was getting closer, wasn't he? I think Capel was there as well. Maybe him and Capel have had a collision, maybe, but he's lost some of that advantage now. He's now 2.4 seconds behind Gilles. Perry is up to 5th. Coleman is there in 6th place. Oh, he's managed to get past Coleman up to 6th. He's managed to get past Zico. So Zico's down to 7th place. BX is up to 8th, and then Capel. Oh, Capel is unlucky, dude. He's down to 9th now. Ahmed behind in 10th. Big twitch there from Ahmed. And Alejandro up to 11th. So who was we saw a little battle going on, I think. Towards the front, maybe. So now Ben's still 2.6 seconds off the back of Gilles. Gilles 2.7 seconds off the back of Ramos. And Viking Dog stretching that gap now to 3.7 seconds. Got to try and monitor the field and see if there is actually any battles going on. I think everybody actually settled into their positions now, maybe. Zico may still be able to have a go for that 6th position. I think this may be the closest two cars on track at the moment. It is. Unless we've got closer cars behind, of course. So yeah, Zico is not going to be able to go for a move on this lap. He may be able to close that gap into the final lap, which we are fast approaching. So BX is up to 8th, obviously. Capel there in 9th, Ahmed 10th, Alejandro 11th. So yeah, you can see the field quite spread out now, especially these guys towards the back. In fact, Kep starting to catch up with more Velos. I'm not sure what happened to Velos. Well, really good racing towards the start, but let's hope this isn't a feature come the rest of the season, because this, you can see the field is very spread out now and there's not really any battles to focus on. Absolutely fantastic driving though, nonetheless, from the guys. Ben picking up half a second penalty there. He must be testing the track limits slightly in this final lap. In fact, yeah, it looks like Zico may be able to challenge Coleman for that 6th position. I think that's going to be the closest battle coming into this. The dying stages of this race. In fact, Ahmed as well. Ahmed may be able to go for that move on Capel. Capel hemorrhaging positions at the moment. We're going to have to go on board with the race leader though. As he comes through the final sector, he's going to come through the bus stop for the 18th and final time this evening. In this race. Viking Dog takes the checkered flag and first place in the feature. Well done, Viking Dog. Ramos, absolute blistering pace in the first race, and he takes 2nd in this race. Gilles, go on Gilles. Gilles on the podium. GG's lad, 3rd place for Gilles. Bennett in 4th place. Go on Ben. It's a decent position to finish in. Perry in 5th. That's a decent finish there, Perry. Coleman 6th. Zico 7th. BX finishing 8th in the end. Capel holds on to that 9th place. Ahmed in 10th. Alejandro will take 11th. We have Marriott brings it home in 12th place. McKenna. McKenna some way behind at this point, as is Vettels and Kep. I'm not too sure what happened to these guys. We saw a few shenanigans going on in the race. I'm not sure if they were caught up in them or not. I think Veloz may be going for a different strategy, and it's not paid off, so I think probably he'll go for a similar strategy to the other guys at some point. And McKenna comes sideways pretty much, and then across the line to take 13th place at Veloz. Looking like maybe he's an auto drive at the moment. He will take 14th place eventually. It looked like Kev had started to close that gap to him as well, but so maybe he's not actually on auto drive. No, I think he is. Well, that car came across there. And he comes out of it at the end. How Veloz. Oh, dude. On Kep. Catching just at the end there. So Veloz 14th, Kep in at the 15th place. Well, that was round one, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. Hopefully, we're going to have some fantastic racing again this season. Obviously, that was a good one, wasn't it, this evening? Just a few shenanigans to be had. But yeah, without further ado, we'll see you next week, and I'll see you on Sunday, obviously, for the season round 2 of the esports. I've been your boy Vex. This has been Tier 1 from the Aero League Racing's GT7 Championship. Good night.